Hello everyone and welcome back to Niche, the Rise of Heroes. And we are here with our very special baby Roku, who seems like he may have a very big destiny ahead of him. Now he is here with his mother in the back and his two older siblings. He is still just a little one, but he actually kind of combines our lines. He got both the digging paw and the bearyena claw. He has the big body, he has the bearyena hind legs, and he has the bearyena ears, so he kind of combines the lines here. But he also has been given that very special name Roku by his mother, and traditionally that has been the name of great leaders in our tribe. Now, a lot of these great leaders were known for doing amazing things like leading the tribe to a new island, and the fact that we have such a perhaps, I wouldn't say, we don't know quite how that name will turn out, but perhaps such a big role indicated by that name, and not only that, but such an amazing legacy given that he is Neek's son. Neek was our heroic warrior who took down the first killer bearyena that we ever managed to successfully bring down on this island, and who actually sacrificed his life to protect Rochelle, who was then pregnant with Roku. And so he's got some very big shoes to fill, and we'll have to see if he's going to be able to do that. But for now, we'll go ahead and we'll start a new day here. I think everybody else in the rest of the tribe has used up their moves too, except for Melody here, but there's really not anything more we can do with her. So we'll go ahead and we'll start a new day and cross our fingers that nothing attacks, because that would be very untimely. And it sounds like we're good. I was sitting there listening for that growl. How much strength do you have? You have 1 strength, so you can't actually kill that bunny, but Fauna certainly can. She can kill the bunny that's right there and then continue to move on. And Puma can also head this way. They're very much heading towards the sound they heard over here, where Rochelle has kind of shouted out to them, "Oh no! Oh Quinn, the bunnies are after your berries again. Let's see if we can." Oh my goodness, Roku! There's a bunny right underneath you here. Oh my goodness, he can't actually attack it, but I think Rochelle could take a swipe at it. And then I don't want to leave him alone, so we can't actually pick up that. Uh-oh. Oh no, please don't tell me Blaze is gonna get a leech. That wouldn't be any good. I don't think there's much we can do about it though, except get it off her as soon as we can. And we can actually reunite Condor with the rest of the group here. Yep, that leech is going straight for her. There's nothing we can do. Condor can kind of come in though and help out, so that way that if something does happen, we can be well out of the way. Let's bring let's bring Rochelle here first to make sure he stays protected. And then Roku can step this way and be a little closer and out of reach of that coconut tree, thankfully. We should be good, and Hope will continue to follow in the rest of the defenders' footsteps. Meanwhile, our other defenders are over here, keeping an eye on things and making sure everyone is safe up here. Do we have someone who could actually dig right there? We don't have anyone close, and we do have this friendly bearyena over here, so that's a good thing. And you guys did warn me to be very careful, because apparently the bearyenas have the G and H immunity, which is why we see the H immunity here with Ursula and G here with Terra, so we've got to be careful not to breed back a first-generation hybrid to the bearyenas. We need to be a little bit careful. Actually, not first generation, but second generation for these guys. So we do need to be a little bit cautious of that. It looks like our healing fruit has grown back, but the bunnies have stolen our berries over here. And we have Devon Vaughn, who we actually need to name, so let's go ahead and get our name list here. And let's take a look at him. I'll go to the family tree. He's got this very reddish fur with lighter brown splotches, and so if I look at our names here, what would be a good name for him? I think we'll go ahead and go with the name Aluka. So And I mean, I don't really know what it means. Some of these are kind of just niche type names that you guys have submitted, but for some reason it feels fitting, and so we'll go with that. Let's also bring Isla over here and breed them again and actually have her nest, because she doesn't have that much longer left in her life, and so we want to make sure that we have the chance to breed with her while we can. Let's have a little, I think this is a little wren. Yes, let's have him dig here. And then Wolvan can kind of, well, we'll bring her back this way and have her clear a bit of a path back to camp so that our creatures can kind of get back to the main base. I guess this will be our central camp, if you will. Let's see if Kokoro... Honestly, I might try and breed Kokoro and Melody. They have a chance of having sick babies, but they also have a chance of passing on the wing double, and that's definitely what we want to see. We want to see our winged creatures have the chance to pass on their wings fully. And I think we'll bring Luca a little bit further this way and see... Oh, was that a bunny right there? That is a bunny. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see if we can get Kiernu to catch it right here. And, oh, we can actually have Damien hop over here and catch this one, although that's a little bit questionable because he does have to leave the meat out. We're being a little bit not cautious with that in some ways. Let's see if Eden can actually make her way up here. Not quite, although she could take down another bunny. I feel like the tribe gets a little bit too excitable around bunnies, perhaps. They get maybe almost a little bit trigger happy, and they probably shouldn't. Mars was a little bit upset with them for that before he ended up passing away. That was kind of one of the last things he did, was to go, "What are you doing? Don't leave the meat laying around." But this generation really hasn't seen how much that meat can attract bearyenas, and so I don't think they pay quite as much heed to that as perhaps they should. So with that said, we'll go ahead and start a new day, and we'll make sure we attend to Blaze pretty quickly so that leech doesn't do a lot of damage. And Roku should be old enough now to have his second gem, and amazingly no bearyenas. Wow. So what I'm gonna do is, generally our defenders are blue, but in the tradition of his ancestor / the great legend Roku, then I think we're going to leave his gems as blue, and we'll give him an orange one in the middle to remind them that he is of Neek's line. And so that way it'll kind of combine both lines a little bit. Neek had this orange and blue as well, and Roku will just have that reversed. Now, I think he and Rochelle would want to start heading back to the tribe here, and probably as quickly as they can. Oh, Quinn has spotted another bunny, one of his enemies, and I think they would end up running straight into Condor, who might be kind of interested to give Roku a little bit of a sniff here, because she can sense that anyone with that name, I think, I'm sure she's heard the stories of the great Roku of legend. And I'm sure she would remember, she was actually the one to kind of avenge Neek when he fell over here. She went and took down the bearyena. That was actually just right over here. And so I'm sure she would kind of put 2 and 2 together and realize that any son of a warrior who has any son of such a great warrior who has such an kind of, I don't know if I would say foretelling, but such a powerful name perhaps, has the potential to become a great warrior. Now, the other thing is, too, but I think Puma would spot this bunny and pretty much just spring on it here. And Fauna, unfortunately, can't gather up that meat this time. Let's also make sure we gather up this meat, too. Oh, and we have even more. Oh, my goodness. But we'll make sure we do that real quick so that we don't lose any. Oh, and there's our baby bearyena. He startled me a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Do not take our food. I think Tara would maybe start slipping this way in hopes of being able to cut off the bunny, and she did, perhaps by crunching through the grass there, spook it back towards Ursula. Let's actually take a listen around too, just to make sure we're not hearing anything, but it looks like we're good. I don't think there's anything dangerous here, so that at least is good. We seem to be in the clear for now. And then we have little Duke, who is just born, who actually has K and C immunity, and the digging paw. He might be able to kind of prolong that line, perhaps. I wonder, he could actually potentially be a good mate for Piper. And with that in mind, perhaps we should give him a fitting name here. So let's see. What would be a good name for him? And I'm looking through my list here, and I think we'll go ahead and we'll name him. It seems like Isla kind of sticks to the little bit more traditional names that are kind of different sound-based names, and so I think we'll name him Azurai. So Azurai here can end up being Piper's mate. The names don't quite match up, but I feel like it fits Isla's style here. Now, we've been breeding her with Kirnu here, and I think, has she passed on basically B and K? So we have that K, we have that B. I don't think we need to breed them again, and so I think we'll probably end up having her not breed again because we have passed on the traits we were trying to. We will, however, have Damien take out this bunny, and perhaps Ren can come over here and gather. And we'll leave Kirnu here to watch over the little ones and make sure they're okay. Let's see if Wolvan can snatch up this meat just to make sure we continue to keep things a little bit safer if we possibly can. And Piper, unfortunately, can't really pick up any of these roots, but we can at least have Zan gather from the bushes here. And Luca can maybe venture off a little bit further and see if he can find any, see if he can perhaps find any more berry bushes. Now, I think we'd have Piper come over here too, and maybe sniff Azurai just a little bit and kind of get familiar with his scent, because I think these two definitely could end up being a good pairing. They certainly are compatible immunity gene-wise, and I think that'd be a good thing. We'll also bring Kokoro over this way a little bit, because I think we will take the risk and breed him with Melody, just because we need to make sure we can get those wings in the family if possible, so that we can start working towards unlocking them in the mutation menu. We'll just have Rochelle gather up a little bit of grass as she and Roku prepare to make their return to the tribe. So let's go ahead and let's actually bring Ren over here so that he can hopefully dig some more on the next turn. And honestly, with Piper watching over the little ones, I think we can probably snatch up that mole there and make sure we get a little bit of extra meat for next time. But that's pretty much all the moves we have for now. So let's go ahead and start a new day. Oh, I knew we wouldn't be able to go that long without something happening. So okay, right up there. We have a bearyena, and I can't tell if it's a killer bearyena or not. So let's gather up this meat real fast. Let's have everybody actually gather up the meat. In fact, let's have you step over here. Oh, we spooked it, darn it. Well, let's just have Fauna gather up the meat as we start bringing Roku back up this way. And I think Rochelle would go with him. Let's see if they can head up here, but I feel like Quinn and Blaze... Oh my goodness, we didn't actually... Oh no! Oh, we were supposed to get the leech off of her and we didn't! Did I forget to move them last time? I may have. Let's quickly rush Blaze up this way and get her to that healing fruit so that we can collect it as quickly as possible. And I feel like, honestly... What genes do you have? C and H, H and D. Well, Hope wouldn't make a very good mate for Quinn, but she is a little bit... She's a little bit perhaps on... Like, she's not quite as tough as our bearyena defenders are, but I feel like she might be a little bit curious about Quinn at least. And she does have that cracker jaw, which Quinn also has, so I'm tempted to try and breed them perhaps, just to see if we could get that in the family, because that would be very helpful. I think Condor would want to be right here and escort Blaze because she recognizes she's hurt, but I think she would send the others to kind of run on ahead and make sure... Uh-oh! Where are they stealing from? Right up here, probably. Is it this berry bush again? It was. Oh, no. Well, that's just unfortunate. But I think we've got a bearyena up here, and I think we'll have Luca step over here and it's just a normal bearyena, so that's not too bad. But I think he might give it a little bit of a smack, and then these guys will scoot back this way and try to get out of its way. We'll leave, let's see, how far away is it? So 1, 2, 3. It shouldn't be able to hurt either of them, but even if it did, they're both the keepers of the healing fruits. And so I think we'll leave them right here so that they can kind of lure it back towards our defenders like Kirnu, who'll be waiting right here to ambush it when it gets back. Piper is going to stay nice and close to Azurai and Aluka here and make sure that they're nice and safe. And so let's actually make them have the pink gems so that we can remember they're going to be a breeding pair. And hopefully they can continue to pass on that kind of gatherer digger paw line, as even Ren himself, who's Piper's little brother, has that digging paw. There we go, there's another dig spot. He's certainly putting it to good use. I think Eden and Damien here would have heard what was going on and would probably make their way over this way too, with Wolvan pretty close on their tail, because they need to all be gathered over here just in case that bearyena does decide to come this way, which it probably will. Let's have you swipe at that bunny and at least try to weaken it. But yeah, so I honestly think Piper might take the little ones and kind of scoot them into the grass here so that they might be a little bit safer and a little more hidden just in case that bearyena ends up coming over here to fight. Zan has kind of volunteered himself as the bait because I don't think the bearyena should actually be able to reach him, and even if it does, we have the healing fruit right there. I think perhaps we'd see Kokuro kind of step over here. Again? Really? Is it you? It's Quinn. Oh no. Well, we'll have to deal with that on the next turn, but we will do that here. So let's go ahead and, or actually let's bring Tara back up. These guys are possibly getting a little bit bored over here. And, well, they are a little bit more, some of our more stalwart and less fiery defenders. I wonder if even they would start to want to seek adventure soon, especially since there's a big bearyena attack up here, and they might feel like they're missing out just a little bit. But let's go ahead and we'll start a new day, and we'll make sure that Quinn has that leech removed, and he can continue to gather. But I think we might want him to hop up here in order to do so that he's away from the shore. Where did that bunny steal from us? Oh, right up here, right as we have a bearyena attacking us. Excuse me. Let's get that guy taken down, and we'll actually bring Zan over here to finish him off, because now our defenders are here, and they can handle this bearyena. Can Wolvan reach it? Yes. So let's have her go ahead and finish him off. I don't think there's any other dangers around this time, at least, so I'm not too worried about that. Damien, however, is getting a little bit older, and so I feel in the tradition of his tribe, he would make his way back here and settle himself down in front of these poison berries, because he does have the ability to gather them, and that is kind of a tradition in the tribe that when a creature is about to pass away, they tend to use their last turn to pick the poison berries and kind of give one last sacrifice to their tribe. We have a Dodomingo lurking around here too, so that's definitely, oh, because there's a nest, that would be why. I feel like Piper would kind of seize her opportunity and just go vaulting in, and at last something for Tara and Ursula to do. There is a bunny right here, and I think they would kind of warn Melody to wait in hopes of luring it closer. So Ren can start making his way this way too, because there are some roots to dig up. Oh no! Oh, they were so close. It looked like it was going to come right over here, but it just didn't. We'll let Melody gather up her berries after all. And I feel like Tara would kind of slip deeper into the bushes in pursuit of that bunny she smelled in this direction. Kokuro is a little bit older now, and so I think what we might do is we'll have him try and crack this a little bit. Oh, that bunny is getting absolutely brazen. And we'll actually bring Melody over here, and we'll try and breed them next time. They do have a risk of having sick babies, but I think it's one that will be worth it. These guys can also try and crack the coconuts while they're over here. Let's have Blaze step up here and gather from the healing fruit, and I feel like Condor might honestly just escort her back with them, because she's so close anyway. And I wonder, she might actually make a good match for Ren, again continuing on that digging paw line, which is very, very important, as we know. We've actually been finding quite a lot of food. In fact, we found some more here that Rochelle could probably dig up as our aging mother makes her way back. Roku is still pretty young, but he's not having that much trouble keeping up. And I think Puma and Fauna here would hasten to make sure he's well defended by standing on either side, while Condor maybe kind of brings up a little bit of the rear there. Now, we do have the ability to chop down these poison berry bushes, but I don't really want to do that at this point in time. And, oh, it is Isla's last day. Well, I think as is tribal custom, she would want to make sure that she spends her last day gathering up these berries and using her last turns for the good of the tribe, while Kirnu maybe comes to sit beside her and support her as she does prepare to pass on. So we'll go ahead and bid farewell to Isla, who has given her life and in the custom of the tribe has spent it picking up some of those poison berries. Let's go ahead and we'll start a new day as we do bid her farewell. And there she goes. We've got the bearyena here, and so we might want to consider... Honestly, I wonder, do we have any of our females who don't have either of those genes? Honestly, Eden doesn't have the bearyena genetics, but it might be worth breeding her. Oh, and I see exciting things happening. First of all, let's check. Everything still seems fine. No danger that I see. So, let's take a look at our other females. You have G, you have H. I don't know that we're going to find one who doesn't. Honestly, Wolvan has H, Condor has H, Fauna has G. Yeah, I don't think any of them don't have that. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and breed these guys. Where is that bunny? I don't know where that bunny is gathering from. I feel like Piper would definitely take a swipe at it though. Let's have you gather from here and make sure. And we'll keep an eye out for that bunny. I think Tara would still want to continue to chase it, even though it might be a little bit elusive. Oh my goodness. And Ursula caught it. She actually managed to catch it. Let's have Aluka come and pick that up. And little Azrai will stay awfully close to Piper and make sure that he's staying near her as we do kind of expand out a little bit. We've actually claimed a lot of the upper portion of this hill. Now, Roku is finally up to his adult age as his mother is getting a little older. But I think let's bring her here. We'll let her gather, and I think Roku would kind of make his way right into the center of the tribe. And I feel like Damien on his last day would be very, perhaps honored to see one who's so expected to walk in the steps of the legends. And I think seeing such a powerful, Roku is such both a powerful warrior and has the ability to gather as well, kind of blending those lines would leave him with a lot of encouragement as he does end up gathering these poison berries on his last day of life. Now, we've got a lot of our creatures are up here still. I feel like Kirnu might honestly want to stay by this berry bush and let Zan and Luca kind of go on ahead and see if they can find somewhere else to gather from, and so we'll let them make their way this way. There's a lot of roots up here, if only any of them could actually gather them, and another healing plant. How amazing is that? Eden has the chance to take a swipe at this bunny as it runs by, and Wolvan might smell this other bunny over here and kind of pursue it deeper into the grass here. Oh, and of course it ran up right as she ended up using the last of her turns, and she's too tired to chase it now. I feel like Kirnu would also really enjoy the company of this friendly bearyena. Kirnu's mate just passed away, and this bearyena hasn't found one yet, and so I feel like they could kind of enjoy being, I feel like they could kind of, it's almost like a, I don't know what would you say, they might forge a bit of a brotherly bond here, as they're both kind of in a similar state of life, and they're both both wholeheartedly determined to defend the tribe, and so I feel like they might form an almost brotherly sort of companionship there. Let's have Azurai step down here so he can gather on the next turn, and we will go ahead and breed Kokoro and Melody. Actually, we already did. I forgot we did that. And see if hopefully we can have a winged baby, a double-winged baby. Now, As Ren is over here digging for some roots, I feel like he would probably bump into Blaze, and they might have a little bit of a an interesting kind of oh hello there moment, because they're both pretty young creatures. They're actually about the same age almost, and they might make some pretty good mates for our gatherer line. Now Blaze does not have the cracker jaw, but Ren does, and he has the chance to pass that on. So I think we'll mark them. Let's give them 2 pink gems, oops, as I click past it, and 1 green gem. And so we'll mark that pair like that. Now, I think Puma would kind of want to go and patrol a little bit more and check out how the rest of the tribe over here is doing, whereas Condor would quickly spot a bunny and might take off chasing it with Fauna and catch it there. Condor's always been a little bit of a free spirit, and it's a little bit contagious, and so I feel she might spread that to the other creatures to some extent. Let's have Ren actually make his way over here, because they did uncover quite a few roots, and I feel like Blaze would be more than willing to tag along with her new friend here. Now, Roku has kind of taken his place in the central position of the tribe. We'll probably have him maybe go gather up that root on the next turn, but for now, he's going to sit right by Damien's side as the old warrior passes away. Now, we'll come over here too and take a look at Hope and Quinn, who I don't think they're quite ready to start a family, although finally Quinn has someone who can help him deal with all of those bunnies. I feel like he would be very glad for that. And he'll probably try and... oh, he did pick up the coconut. With a lot of patience, you sometimes can. But I think he would be pretty happy to finally have someone who can help him with his bunny problem. Definitely that's something that he would be quite pleased about. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll start one more day, and then I think we'll end off the episode. But let's just see, first of all, if Melody and Kukuro have managed to have a winged baby here, and hopefully not a sick baby. Oh no! They got the absolute opposite of what they were hoping for. Nadukta! At least he's not sick, and he might be a valuable asset to our gatherer line, but unfortunately he does not have any wings at all. So let's go ahead and we'll name him. And what would be a good name for him? I think we'll go ahead and we'll name him Haro. So that's another name you guys have submitted. I don't know why, it just seems like it fits him for some reason. I feel like it just fits. Aluka can actually step down this way. These are both poison berry bushes. Wait a minute, what? Who and where? Oh no, Wolvan! Oh, I feel she would be very angry at having been surprised. Does he at least have some good traits? At least his fertility is good, but he's got some... oh, and he does have the big body, so that could work out to Wolvan's advantage, but I feel she'd probably be pretty angry and would just give him a hearty smack for that. And when that smack comes from a creature as strong as Wolvan, you may not walk out of it, it seems. So let's have Kirnu gather here, and I do hear bunnies squeaking somewhere, so that probably means that we have a berry bush. Oh no, it's up here. Oh no, Hope, you were just a little too slow. Let's have you step up here, gather, and gather from here. These two do make a pretty good team, it seems. And Rochelle knows she's getting towards the end of her life as well. So perhaps she would make her way this way and help gather up some of these roots before stepping over. Oh, let's have maybe Blaze could give that bunny a nice smack and actually manage to take it out in 2 hits. But we'll settle her down over here because in a few days she is going to have her time to partake of the poison berries as well. Aluka is still on the search for more normal berries, but so far he really hasn't found any. Azurai, however, is finding lots of these roots he can dig up, and that, of course, is a very good thing. I feel like Roku would sense something is a little bit wrong with his mother as she's getting older. She only has 3 days left, and I feel like he would want to spend as much time right by her side, helping her dig up some of these roots as he can. Meanwhile, Tara has gotten curious about what's down this way, and is going to try and see if she can investigate where the bunnies are. She seems to be on a bit of a wrong path right now, but I'm sure she'll figure it out. And Condor, for whatever reason, has always just kind of been a little bit more at ease when she's wandering rather than being close to home. Meanwhile, Fauna has just spotted a bunny and is going to take that out. Let's see if Melody can go back here and gather some more from her bushes, and we'll see if she and Kokoro can manage to have a baby with wings again at some point in the future. But for now, we'll bring Ursula down this way, and we'll give them a little bit more time to try for that. I mean, nobody's exceptionally old. Melody's getting older, so let's actually go ahead and breed them now if we can. There we go. We'll continue to have Zan and Luca search for, oh, they found a bunny burrow at least, but to search for more berry bushes if we can, and maybe take out some of these bunnies. I think Eden might want to make sure that they gather up this meat, just because she does remember, she and several of the others remember Mars having warned them, or I can't remember if she was there for that or not, but I'm sure she heard about it. Meanwhile, honestly, I feel like Wolvan would want to settle down someplace quiet. Oh, and she's found a secluded nest. That's actually perfect because, I don't know. I think she might be a little bit worried about carrying a rogue baby, and I feel like she might want to just quietly slip off by herself to give birth away from everyone else here, and to kind of have a little safe haven of her own where she can tend to her baby. So, Kirinu and our bearyena are still keeping watch over the tribe. We may have another creature try and hybridize at some point, but not immediately. And I think, given that these guys just found a bunny burrow, we'll have Puma come over here. In fact, maybe he'll snatch up this bunny right here, and he can try and help them gather some more food for the tribe. But I do think that is about it for now, and it is unfortunately about time to wrap up the episode again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.